What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Michael, full-time media seller. I go around to thrift stores. I do bulk buys. I have connections with libraries. Send all my media into Amazon. List a little tiny bit on eBay. Make a full-time living doing this. Today's video is going to be a fun one, right? So, you guys know I usually always post a video Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We missed this past Friday. I was actually out car shopping. So, for those who weren't aware, my car was in an accident. It took about 10 days to find out they were going to total the vehicle, which I found out on Friday in the middle of the afternoon. So basically I had to go I had to go get my license plate off the bookmobile, get everything out of it, all my belongings. Then I had to drop the rental car off as well because they didn't want to extend the date because, hey, insurance companies are greedy. Anyways, we got a new bookmobile over there a little bit. Nothing fancy. Nissan Altima, you know, listen, just because you can afford a Lamborghini doesn't mean you should drive a Lamborghini, and I can't afford one, so I got something that was affordable for me. I enjoy, you know, not having car payments in my life, so that's the route I took. Some used old lady Nissan Altima cruising down the street, but it's nice, you know. I can't complain. I can't complain. Anyways, today's topic is kind of like intertwined with that, right? I want to talk about kind of unneeded stress and anxiety people create within the reselling community and within the reselling business. I think this is not talked about enough, and I do think it kind of affects everybody some way, shape, or form. So we're going to cover that topic here in a second. If you're interested in being around like-minded Nissan driving old lady car, leather seats, heated leather seats, join the YouTube channel. $2.99, cheaper than a Happy Meal. We got 6 coaching calls every single month. We got a private Discord, all the questions, all the triggers, everything you could ever ask for. And the fact it's only $2.99, I mean, I'm ripping myself off, but listen, I just like helping people out. But you know, what are you gonna do? Anyways, let's get right on into the topic. All right, stress and anxiety in reselling. Oh my God, this is kind of like a hill we have to climb. So my perspective might be a little bit different than yours. For me personally, working at CVS for 10 years, that's why I'm basically bald, right? Like that's why I'm balding. I blame CVS. My dad still got hair, my grandpa still got hair, but here I am, balding at the ripe age of 35 because of stress and anxiety. I mean, that's what I'm going to roll with here. So I kind of want to talk about, you know, the mentality you have today and how you can take steps to change that. And with reselling, for some reason, the negative, crazy talk stuff is what's always pushed out there on any social media platform. And what happens is, whether you realize this or not, you listen enough, right? If you just listen to these types of videos, you know, my sales are slow, this sucks, that sucks, the eBay don't work, Amazon don't work, the fees are ridiculous, the customer headaches are insane. I think when you put yourself around that for so long, it starts to take a toll on you mentally and even physically, I think. And it's really, you know, I understand, like, people want views and clicks, and, you know, sure, you know, I even throw out clickbaity stuff right there all the time, but it's just like a clickbait thing. I kind of don't take it seriously, right? I do think if you have a reselling business, you control your own fate, not the platforms. I don't care if you're an eBay seller, an Amazon seller, Poshmark, Mercari, Etsy. You control your own destiny with this. You're going to control whether you're successful or not. And just kind of blocking out the noise and what everybody else is complaining about is kind of the way to go. And for those members, you know, for all the members that kind of hang out on the calls with me and kind of see a little bit of background, you all know I want the path of least resistance. I don't want the headaches. I don't want the stress. I'm not going to chase around the pennies. I'm not always just going to be turning my wheels just to turn them, right? It's just one of those things where it's like, well, I got a full-time reselling business, so I got to be working in it 70 hours a week. I'm the complete opposite. How can I make a full-time income investing the least amount of time? And I do think, like, people might even be like, oh, You only thrift 2 days a week, bro. Do you even sell stuff on Amazon? I can thrift more in 2 days a week than most people can probably if they go out every single day. What happens is you start to stress yourself out. You always got to be going. Oh man, I got to get my listing done today. If I don't get my listing done today, the world's going to end, right? And all of a sudden you're scrambling around. I got to get my listing. Where's my phone? I got to take pictures. I got to upload the pictures. The eBay app's not working. What's going on here? I'm going to lose my mind. I'm calling eBay. I'm calling Johnny. Hey, Johnny, what's going on, Johnny? You don't know Johnny? Hey, Tommy boy, what's going on? Like, relax. People are nuts in the reselling community. And I'll tell you what, my approach is I'm just going to chill. I'm going to keep doing what works. I'm going to refine processes. And even when I was listing on eBay, and this has kind of come up a lot recently in some of my coaching calls, some of my one-on-one calls, is what can I do to kind of upgrade your business? And people that do eBay, I would challenge you, if you do eBay, instead of having to drag yourself every day and go list the 5 items and be miserable, what if you did all your listings in 1 day? Might not be feasible. You do this part-time. What about you do your listings 2 days? Okay. 2 days instead of 7 days, right? Because what happens here, you just start to grind and you get in this mentality of, oh, every day I got to go list something, right? So I'm not saying, hey, this is the right way, this is the wrong way. But for me personally, I think if you prioritize tasks within the reselling business, you're going to be a lot more efficient, right? So say you're listing 5 a day. So instead of listing 5 a day, you time yourself, right? Time yourself, you list 5 a day. Shout out to Daily Refinement, Tech and Sports. Those guys are legends, right? And I don't even mess around with eBay like this, but they're all about timing yourself, right? If you list 5 a day versus listing 35 in 1 day, most likely you're going to save a whole bunch of time listing 35 in 1 day because you're going to be more focused on the task at hand and not, well, I just got to get my 5 listings done throughout, the 12-hour day I have. And it kind of just all comes back to stressing you out as a reseller. I see so many people out there just getting ran into the ground, worn down. I'm not finding stuff. I can't list every day on eBay. There are steps to take, and even with the Amazon world, right? I do my sourcing. I have a packing day. I don't play this, well, I got to pack my stuff today because it's here. No, you need order and structure in your life. If you're going to succeed as a reseller, you can't just fly by the seat of your pants. Like, you got to have plans. You got to be working on your processes. And just because you are a full-time reseller, right? Listen, you make a full-time income. So it's like, how do we differentiate it, right? Because technically, like, I'm not putting in 40 hours a week just on my reselling business. So, like, am I considered a full-time reseller, or am I just a part-time reseller that makes full-time money, right? I'm curious, like, what's your thought on it? What classifies you as full-time? Is it the money you make or the time you spend? Like, that's kind of like the crux of this whole video. It's like, if I can get away with working 20 hours in the business and making income of 50 hours, listen, you're stupid not to. And I always try to get people in the mentality like, hey guys, let's cut out the nonsense, right? With Amazon, let's stop prepping stuff that doesn't need prep. Let's stop doing this. Let's stop doing that. Like, let's refine things. Let's get things going. I don't want you just to make money. I want you to get your life back. I want you to take hold of everything and be like, hey, I got a business that makes me money and I can kind of just chill. It's not stressing me out, right? I'm not worried about a return. I'm not worried about this getting returned. Even when I sell on eBay, I'm not worried about that stuff. It's really, it happens. It's part of business. And I think there are things you have to accept in the reselling world, and returns is one of them. And a lot of you'll get nuts. You sell something for $100 and it gets returned. It's like, what are you gonna do about it, right? Like, at the end of the day, you really shouldn't be relying on that one sale to kind of carry your bank account or your spendable money anyway, right? So it's kind of like you just trick yourself into anxiety and stress for no reason. And kind of like not having a car for 10 days, right? Like, it's one of those things. It's like, if I would have took my past self and been in this situation, I mean, the little bit of hair I got left would have been long. It would have fell out overnight, right? So I kind of just step back and I always take a look at things like, hey, what am I doing right now that's kind of stressing me out? And I know it is stressful having your own business, right? Being accountable. Storage unit rents going up again this month. You can only control what you can control. And I just want people to get in the mindset of, hey, this doesn't have to be a grind. This doesn't have to be like a miserable thing we have to do every day. And this doesn't have to be Amazon sucks, eBay sucks every single day. What's going on? Is eBay down? eBaydowntracker.com, AmazonDownTracker.com. You don't need none of that crap. I don't listen to none of that nonsense, and it is nonsense because, like I said, I have so many people in the group, brand new, seasoned. Summer slowdown doesn't exist for them. It's the business model they have. It's how they approach the business. They don't even want to hear those two words together. And that's all you'll see out there. It's like, man, it's a summer slowdown. Like, not to these people. They're out there hustling, making sales. Get in that mindset. So that's going to do it for the video. I'm back at the storage unit, surviving again. This upcoming week, I have a book sale. I got to get stuff out to Max as well, Common Ground Finds. Everything's kind of backed up, right? But that's life. It happens. You don't let it stress you out. You roll with the punches, right? You know, born and raised in Philly. Rocky, you know, it's a good movie. It's not like one of my top 10 favorite movies, but Rocky's a solid movie, right? So I kind of approach my life like Rocky. You know, I'm the underdog. Just keep doing what I'm doing. Keep beating up the Russians. Keep, you know, beating up Mr. T, Tommy Gunn, all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, fun fact. When he fights Tommy Gunn underneath the L, right? The L is the elevated train. That's what you call it in Philly. He fights Tommy Gunn underneath the L. I was actually born and raised about 3 blocks from that fight scene. So, I mean, it was different back when I was growing up. It wasn't as bad as it is now today. But, hey, I was basically Rocky after Rocky, you know? Like, I don't know. It's going to do it for the video. Appreciate you watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more used bald videos. Bye-bye.